Lakers in 5. I ain't even watched that shit last night. I don't even be watching the NBA for real. I catch the highlights, listen to Chuck, Shaq, Kendrick Perkins last night, Scott Van Pelt talk about it. Man, had a long day yesterday. I'm fucking tired. So yeah, I ain't standing up to watch no NBA. If it ain't the Pistons, I ain't standing up watching at this point. Not until I find interest. So it ain't too many teams I'm pretty much interested in no more. You watch the game, ain't nothing but the referees should be making the most because they're the stars of the show. Bump 5. But I don't know how people watch a whole NBA game that it's a team that they not. I mean, even a team I'm interested in. I go to the Pistons game, I go quite a few. I think about going tonight, to be honest. But I doubt it. I had to get off early, rush down there. But nonetheless, check out the NBA Talk playlist. Shit just horrible to watch. For real. But nonetheless, they got the job done. Anthony Edwards showed the difference between him and other young players out there. Didn't shoot the ball well, 0 for 11 from three-pointer. I really don't understand that aspect of the game. I think they missed like a whole bunch of threes before Mike Conley, like 18 threes straight or something like that, before Mike Conley made a 3 late. Look here, man. If we go 0 for 2, 0 for 3, man, we attacking the rim. I'm getting shots that's getting us closer to the rim, because common sense tell you the closer you are to the rim, the easier, the higher your percentage is to make a bucket. You know what I'm saying? So I never really understood, keep chucking it, keep chucking. That's why I say the game just sucked. The way they calling fouls, man, I'm going to apply pressure. Anthony Edwards one of the best drivers in the game. Drive. A 3 is not necessarily better than a 2. If we can drive and we can shoot 50% from the field, and we shooting threes and we shooting 30% from 3, I mean, I'm going to take the 50, because guess what? Along with the 50, it's going to be some and-ones in there. There's going to be some foul calls in there. You know what I'm saying? Threes are a bailout. When I see Karl Anthony Towns taking threes, it's a bailout. One thing I do like about Jalen Brunson going to apply pressure. That's one thing I like about Brunson. Brunson going to apply pressure. Brunson is going to work his way in to out. That's how the game should be played. Even from a guard's perspective, you should be trying to get the highest percentage shot. Why you think when we used to play, in millennials and under, when we used to have basketball games, we used to do layup line. At the very end of the layup line, you might take a elbow jump shot. Y'all might do free throws or something like that. But, you warm up with a layup. You want to get to the bucket. Because once you see a couple of the shots go in, whether it's a layup, whether it's a pull-up elbow jumper, whether it's a floater, whether it's a dunk, once you start seeing that ball go in the hole, it becomes like butter. Now you work your way out, but you don't exclusively stay out on the perimeter. Once you get that 3 ball working, what's your greatest asset after that? Pump fake, or he flying at you and you attack the rim. You keep everything going. It's just the game is just played so wrong today, bro. And the coaches need their ass whooped. So for Anthony Edwards to go 0 for 11, like, fuck out of here, dude. Take your athletic ass in the paint. Do a little escape dribble and get a 10 to 15 foot pull up. Guarantee if he would attack more, took higher percentage shots, that 3 would have started falling. That's what I just hate about basketball game. If it don't work, we gotta make it work. We gonna make it work. It's something that don't work. They won last night because of Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle. That's what I like about Randle. Randle, he just takes some 3, but Randle gonna drive that bitch. Baby Odom on steroids gonna drive. He gonna drive it. He gonna drive the basketball. That's what I love about him. Randle gonna put you on his back hip. He gonna post up. He gonna attack the basket. And Anthony Edwards need to take a page out that brother book. But Gobert was defending last night. He was rebounding. He was aggressive. And really, that was the difference between the game, the Minnesota game, and the Piston game the other night. The Piston game was they defender Star Thompson. He started being aggressive offensively and started attacking the bucket. What did Rudy Gobert do? He started attacking the bucket. So guess what? We don't have to take him out the game. Of course, when you out there and they putting Darian Finney-Smith at the 5, man, bruh, like, kill him. Bare minimum, attack the boards. Attack the boards, get a rebound, put back, hustle. You the tallest dude on the court by far. Conley is one of those steady veterans. He can play with the ball. He can play off the ball. He can defend. He can catch and shoot. He can get his shot. He can run the offense. That's really like who the Lakers need, is a guy like Mike Conley. That's what they need. They need Mike Conley. Mike Conley. That's how it's supposed to be played. Don't just settle for a three, even if it's, when it's there, you got to take it. When it's wide open, you got to take it. But if you 0 for 4, 0 for 3, ninja, pull up. Take a couple steps in, get a higher percentage shot. Drive to the bucket. That's how you do it. But the game, I can't watch the game like I used to because it's just ass back. You see them playing the game the right way. When I hear people say, well, these guys are way more skilled, I be like, ha! I laugh. These motherfuckers can't even dribble up the court without traveling and carrying. But Luka hurt his back. Luka never got into shape. And they got on Nico, and Luka never got into shape. And he one of those guys that play himself into shape, and that's a bad habit. That's a bad habit. When we was in high school, they used to make us run cross country to play basketball. You had to play another sport, football or something like that. But you should never play yourself into the shape in the NBA. Come in shape. And NBA conditioning is interesting because it's not marathon, it's not distance. It's not per se 100-meter track. It's not bodybuilding. It's really the cumulative of all of that. Like really, it's intervals. It's really sprints. But you gotta. I didn't know for a long time that track and field people lift the weights like that. It's probably more closer than track and field, where you should lift weights. Good, strong, still moderate, heavy, kind of moderate of heavy weight. You should lift weight. But also, I think you should be able to run a couple miles. Because the thing about distance is more mental. Believe it or not, distance is more mental. Distance is more mental. It really is. Distance is more mental. So that's going to get your mental right. Then you do some sprints here and there. You know what I'm saying? You pick up the weight. Most of them guys don't want to pick up the weight, but you have to pick up the weight. Did y'all know, it's a core. At first, they told people that cardio was the way to go. 20, 30, 50 years ago, cardio was supposed to stave off Alzheimer's, dementia. Now, with more studies, they showing that it's now strength training. I could have told you that. So NBA, people look at Luka like he ain't really strength training. He'll feel so much better and be so much explosive, but he just never got into shape. And it was hard to. If I've been sitting out since December and came at the end of February, beginning of March, what they was expecting? LeBron James, playing them the whole second half. He's 40 years old. But J.J. Redick is a first-year coach. He didn't have much to work with. And he died on that hill. He paid Max Kleber. And he played Kleber. He didn't play since January. He paid him because he could shoot. He wanted to continue to drag Rudy Gobert away from the basket. So for whatever reason, that is eluding a lot of people. I don't know why they play Kleber. He didn't play because he could shoot. He wanted to keep Rudy away from the basket. That's why he didn't pay Jackson Hayes. J.J. Redick is looking at the game from a modern standpoint of view. That's all. He like, we got to drag him away from the back. Nah, nigga, you got to put some size on him. So, he was just trying to drag Gobert away from the basket. I get it. But, so be it. That is how you make small ball pay. So, Minnesota won. I thought they were going to cheat for the Lakers, but I just didn't think the Lakers had enough talent, to do it. You need a complete team. The days of a big two and big three, you building your big two around a guy that's not in shape in Luka and a guy that's 40. It's not going to work. You need a complete team around those guys. You need a complete team. And Phoenix found that out. You need a complete team. Boston been knew it. Whether it was Tatum, Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford, Drew Holiday, you know what I'm saying, Peyton Pritchard, they know what a complete team is. So, you know, Anthony Edwards did his thing today. Did his thing. You know, he rebounded, he assisted. You know, he did the other little things. I just like to see him drop a little bit more, but Julius Randle playing with Minnesota, he looks so much better in the playoffs than playing with the Knicks. I mean, Randle, the ball ain't sticking, but this shows you where Tom Thibodeau is lacking at. And I'm going to end off on this. Got to give Randle his flowers. This is what Tom Thibodeau lacking at. Offensive imagination. There's only a handful of teams that run a real offense in the NBA. That's Denver, that I've seen. That's Minnesota. Detroit Pistons are just the name. Just the three I can think of. You know, Boston just shoot until you die. Shoot until you make it. Or shoot us out the game. When you talking about Denver, they move the ball. They run sets. They run plays. Talking about the Pistons, they run sets. They run plays. They run off the ball action. Now, the ball don't stick in, per se, Cade Cunningham hand. Sometimes Schroeder. Sometimes they moving it. Sometimes it's the hockey assist through the center Durham. You know? And when you talk about Minnesota, they just move the ball. Nobody is selfish. Ant-Man, make the right play. You know Conley is a model citizen. He's going to make the right play. Now, guess what? You put Randle in that system, Gobert going to make the right play. Jaden McDaniels going to make the right play. I think he fouled out last night. When they get Rob Dillingham, or whatever his name is, when they get him up to speed about making the right play, that's why he probably not playing. He has to learn how to play on a real offense. It's only really a handful of teams, them the three I can think of, that run an offense. Everybody else is isolation based. You know? So, Randle is now in a system that say, we're going to move it. So it's no longer, okay, I'm Julius Randle. I'm going to play on the wing, and I'm going to go left. Or I'm going to post up, I go left. Guess what? I'm Julius Randle. Now, you think I might go left. I might go left. But guess what? I might drive left. And I don't have to look to score. I can pass it. So you collapse on me, I pass it to the open guy, he might hockey assist it, easy shot. So even though Randle probably hasn't still worked on his going right like that, right? Now it's the threat of, the ball don't stick. We all moving off the ball, we all cutting, we all making the right play. So now we running the NBA style offense. So appreciate y'all. Check out the NBA Talk playlist. Hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.